To all of you receiving your bachelor's, master's, doctoral, and professional degrees today, congratulations. On behalf of the entire faculty and staff of the University of Tokyo, I extend my deepest respect to you for your accomplishments. I also wish to convey my congratulations and gratitude to your families who have encouraged and supported you along your journeys. Today, as we prepare to leave UTokyo and spread your wings into the world, I'd like to talk about the importance of observing from multiple angles, starting with the familiar and thinking holistically and acting accordingly. We face many global environmental challenges today. Their causes are tightly interconnected, and the solutions that are proposed sometimes conflict with each other. At UTokyo, we have embraced carbon neutrality as a key pillar of our action plan for green transformation. But the path to carbon neutrality is far from straightforward. Even if we focus on the single element carbon, we soon find ourselves navigating a complex web of interconnected research fields. That is why our multifaceted approach is so crucial. Let us examine this more closely. Why do we use the color green to describe efforts to reform our society and industry away from fossil fuels and toward clean, renewable energy? It stems from the long recognized role of terrestrial vegetation as a natural reservoir for absorbing carbon dioxide. That vegetation, as you know, has long been represented as green. But even in the realm of green, new discoveries are being made. For example, Professor Tomomi Kumagai and his research team at the Graduate School of Agriculture and Life Sciences have made an important discovery about carbon capture in Japan's forests. Until recently, the prevailing estimate dating back to around 1970 showed that Japan's forests absorb 73 million tons of carbon dioxide annually. That figure was derived from yield tables, which give projections of forest growth and timber volume. Kumagai's team adopted a more precise method. They carefully estimated how much carbon is stored in Japan's forest using more elaborate data sets of the sizes of individual trees in designated plots throughout Japan. Their estimates suggest that Japan's forests actually absorb 178 million tons of carbon dioxide annually, about 2.5 times more than the previous estimate. They say that this discrepancy stems from a failure to account for the current faster growth rate of forests due to global warming. Also, forests have not been thinned out as much as planned. Their finding underscores the critical need for a multi-level and multifaceted approach to understanding such issues. Today, the diversity of the environments that either contribute to or mitigate global warming is gaining renewed attention through associations with other colors as well. One example is blue, representing our oceans and coastal regions. A 2009 report from the United Nations Environment Programme, or UNEP, highlighted the term blue carbon. Simply put, blue carbon is the carbon captured and stored by vegetation in the ocean, that is, the forests of the sea. Like forests on land, blue carbon ecosystems absorb carbon dioxide and store it as organic matter, but the storage mechanism differs from terrestrial green carbon. Blue carbon is stored primarily in coastal soils and seafloor roots, and the amount stored per unit area is said to be up to several times greater than that of long land-based rainforest ecosystems. The UN recognizes mangrove forests, salt marshes, and seagrass beds as blue carbon ecosystems. But the calculation excludes seaweed, such as kelp, despite the fact that Japan and other areas boast extensive seaweed beds. In July 2021, not long after I became president, I had the opportunity to discuss the United Nations Decade of Ocean Science for Sustainable Development with Peter Thompson, the UN Secretary General's Special Envoy for the Ocean, and with Vladimir Ryabinin, who's the Executive Secretary at that time of the Intergovernmental Oceanographic Commission of UNESCO. Our discussion was moderated by Professor Naoko Ishii of the Institute for Future Initiatives for our university magazine, Tansei. I recall them urging Japan to raise more seaweed and seagrass and to do research on the blue economy. That endeavor will require accurate scientific observations. One challenge is developing technologies and knowledge for estimating blue carbon quantities from space and aerial platforms using geographic information systems and similar tools. Ongoing research focuses on validating those estimates against ground truth data from on-site measurements along the coast and in the deep sea. At our Atmosphere and Ocean Research Institute, a group led by former Associate Professor Teruhisa Komatsu is pioneering the development of innovative observation techniques. They use autonomous unmanned surface vessels and drones equipped with optical and acoustic sensors to map and analyze seaweed beds. The discussion of blue carbon ecosystems extends beyond CO2 absorption. It also encompasses the critical question of how to improve the lives and livelihoods of local communities that depend on these ecosystems. Seaweed beds are crucial habitats for marine life, especially as nursery ground for young fish and crustaceans. The root systems of mangrove forests prevent soil erosion and so play a vital role in coastal protection. Sustainable economic activities, such as honey and nut production and ecotourism in those protected coastal areas, can provide alternative livelihoods for local communities and encourage conservation efforts. The significant carbon capture potential of mangroves might also become a valuable economic resource in the emerging international carbon credit market. So these ideas align well with UTokyo's plan for green transformation, or GX. GX emphasizes the development of a circular economy and embraces a nature-positive approach that harnesses the regenerative power of nature. Maintaining and conserving blue carbon ecosystems is therefore vital from a global economic standpoint as well. In addition to this global perspective, we must also understand the viewpoints of local residents and explore ways to encourage changes in behavior. I had the honor of chairing the Engineering Academy of Japan's initiative on ocean terroir. The ocean terroir concept envisions a future ocean of plenty, one where human activities are integrated in a sustainable way with the natural productivity of the sea. By providing people with incentives to adopt better practices, the Ocean Terroir initiative aims to foster a culture of proactive problem solving. The term terroir originates from the French word la terre, meaning the earth. Originally, it referred to the unique environment of a particular wine-producing region, as well as to the characteristics of traditional wine-making methods and the human culture of enjoying wine. Ocean terroir is the marine version of that concept. During the summer of 2023, I had the opportunity to visit the Monterey Bay Aquarium on the west coast of the United States. I also dropped by the affiliated Monterey Bay Aquarium Research Institute, where I once did research briefly. Scientists at the Monterey Bay Aquarium have questioned whether current fishing practices are truly sustainable. Instead, they promote the concept of sustainable seafood. That is, seafood caught through methods that don't lead to resource depletion. Their Seafood Watch program has developed rigorous standards to assess the environmental impacts of fisheries and aquaculture, and it provides both companies and consumers with clear guidance on how to make responsible choices that contribute to a healthy and thriving ocean. So we can say that those efforts at the Monterey Bay Aquarium are a practical application of the concept of ocean terroir. Because terroir refers to the unique overall characteristics of a specific place, the climate, the soil, the landscape, the culture. It might be translated into Japanese as fudo. The concept of fudo is often associated with the philosopher Tetsuro Watsuji. However, that term can seem somewhat dogmatic and have connotations of cultural determinism. So I think a more nuanced understanding can be gleaned by drawing parallels between terroir and the concept of seso, as used by the folklorist Kunio Yanagita. In his book, The Seso of Meiji and Taisho History, Yanagita shed light on the subtle yet significant shifts in everyday life that often go unnoticed. The forgotten history, and he highlighted the forgotten history of the commonplace. The term seso might thus suggest a way of understanding change with more flexibility and agency. Take sashimi, for example. Eating raw fish is now considered a cornerstone of Japanese cuisine, and you'll find it served at even the most remote mountain ryokan. As Yanagita pointed out, though, eating fish raw became central to Japanese cuisine only in the modern era. We have also forgotten that soy sauce, a crucial accompaniment to sashimi, was produced and consumed in large quantities only beginning in the 20th century. In other words, sashimi is not an old traditional Japanese dish. While the custom of slicing and consuming fresh fish did exist for centuries in coastal communities, inland areas, including the ancient capital of Kyoto, relied on salted or dried fish that could be transported there. It was only the development of railways and refrigeration that made it possible for sashimi to become a culinary staple throughout Japan. So this shows that if we want to fully understand sustainability within the context of seafood, we must consider not only fishing and aquaculture, but also the energy footprint of the entire distribution network. Now that climate change is altering the types of fish we can catch and crops we can grow, the true essence of terroir lies in not attempting to control and exploit nature through technology. Rather, it encourages us to design and select sustainable production and consumption methods that respect the changes in the natural environment. The global challenges we face are not distant, abstract problems. The changing climate, the loss of biodiversity, the issues around energy sources, and the growing problem of marine debris are all results of choices we make in our everyday lives. And because the causes of those problems are intricately interwoven, finding solutions we can agree on will not be easy. That is why it is crucial to view our own experiences and perceptions through multiple lenses and from various standpoints. That's why we need to engage in dialogue with people from other backgrounds so that we can discover what had gone unnoticed. As you step into your new world, wherever that may be, I urge you to confront problems tirelessly and with determination and courage. Remember what you have learned at the University of Tokyo and use it to shape a brighter future for yourselves, for society, and for a sustainable planet on which we all can live. Congratulations once again on your graduation.